Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. What's she up to now? Sharon Horne-Ellstrom, S-H-E. What's she up to now? As I transition from the traditional brick and mortar and corporate world to the online business world and help other businesses do that as well, I'm sharing my journey. I'm documenting my journey in this little segment or episode or whatever you want to call it of my podcast and of my Facebook Live and just on social media to show people the actual step-by-step, day-by-day, what the heck do I do as I make that transition? And I am calling this one process improvement because yesterday I have a half-assed process that I've been using for my interviewing. I started my podcast in one day. You can do it, but I don't recommend it. There's smarter ways to do it, right? But one of my friends had started her podcast in a week, and I'm like, heck, if she can do it in a week, I can do it in a day. Because I'd been doing Facebook Lives, I'd been doing things, and I knew I could repurpose that content into a podcast, so I just jumped in with both feet and did it. I still don't have an intro or an outro. I would say 99.9% of my podcasts do not have a call to action, which everybody says, you have to have a call to action and engagement. I've been using that as a way to discover my voice and figure out what is it that I should talk about? What is it that I'm here for? What message do I have that is of value to other people and of value to other people in the world besides just me and my experience? And I'm all about processes and systems and automation and making things easier and consistent. But as I started doing the podcast, I came up with ways to interview people, but I never linked up and used my calendar for people to schedule. And I end up doing pre-interviews for everybody, not because they need a pre-interview to be on my show, but because they need a pre-interview so that they're comfortable to be on my show. And I have really simple, easy questions, but I want everybody to be comfortable. So we end up having a quick preliminary conversation, and then we have a conversation. And then I write it on this. Now, this is really low tech and it's going to change, but as I'm moving, I wanted to do something really low tech as my process. So when I have an interview scheduled, I write it on a piece of paper and I tape this piece of paper to my wall. I don't have a bulletin board up above my desk, but above my desk and computer, I usually tape this paper to my wall. Well, this one fell down yesterday off of my wall, and somebody called me and asked me if I could help them do some things and run some errands and take them around. And of course I said yes, because I looked up at my wall and I even said yesterday, oh, I don't have any interviews today because I'm keeping my schedule clear, because this one had fallen on the floor and I forgot about it. So I felt like a complete idiot when this amazing woman was on my Zoom room and I wasn't there. And she emailed me and I didn't get back to her till like an hour or so later because I was in somewhere where I couldn't get access to my cell phone. So she was kind enough to redo the interview with me. So I'll reschedule that and we'll figure, or actually we're going to do it next Thursday. I already did reschedule it. I just haven't created the Zoom meeting for it. So we're going to do same bat time, same bat channel, but next week, which is awesome and very, very sweet of her. And I'm really excited to talk to her because I think that she can bring great information to my listeners. And that's what it's all about, is what can people share and teach my listeners, because I want them to get all the information that they need. But I did realize that my process is flawed. I can't just tape something to the wall and think that it will for sure stick, because obviously it didn't. So lots of solutions to that, right? I can schedule it actually and look at my schedule every day. I can think a day ahead and pay attention to what I'm doing and what I've scheduled. Normally I have so many of them going on my wall that I know it's by day. Okay, I've got 3 each day. And if I've got 3 a day, there's 3 on the wall and I know I've got 3 a day, and it's not, I don't miss them. But when I purposely schedule a light week so I could catch up and work on the Women's Summit and inviting guests to be speakers at that I didn't pay attention to my process. And I'm kind of ashamed of myself, but it is an indication to me that my process needs improving. Therefore, I will improve my process today and fix it so that I don't miss any more interviews in the future. I need to map out a little bit further ahead of time and plan out my schedule for interviewing for the Women's Summit anyway. So it's just my call to action for myself to get a little more organized and better. So I'll definitely do that today. I'll reschedule that Zoom when I hop on my computer this morning. Haven't been on it yet. I, as part of my morning routine, try to stay off of my computer and social media and everything first thing in the morning. I don't think it's good to feed my brain, just like I don't watch the news. I don't think it's good to feed my brain social media and stuff like that first thing in the morning. Now, as part of this One Funnel Away challenge from ClickFunnels that I'm doing, actually today was day 26, I have been I switched up my morning a little bit so that I can listen to that lesson first thing in the morning, because I do a video like this about that lesson and about my journey through that lesson and implementing that challenge, how I'm actually implementing that challenge in my life and in my business, because I'm doing it right along with everybody else. And it's really, really fun, actually. It's been a little stressful. There was a week that I thought would be the easy week, the Build Your Funnel week. Here I'm thinking, all right, I've been building funnels for over a year and a half, going on a couple years. That should be easy for me. And that ended up being the hardest week of the whole challenge. I'm like, wow, what I thought would be the easiest was actually the hardest. And what I thought would be the hardest was actually the easiest. Isn't that just the way life goes sometimes? We build up in our mind our expectations of how we think something's going to be, and then it turns out to be just the opposite. We dread a situation. We dread having to go to a meeting or go to the doctor or go to the dentist. And then we go there and they're like, you don't have any cavities. Your teeth look awesome. We're just going to give them a little spot cleaning and shining and you're good to go. Or we dread, I dread going to the rheumatologist or to the heart doctor. I put off going to my heart doctor as much as I possibly can. And it's not because I'm afraid there's something wrong with my heart. It's just like, I don't want to go. I just don't want to go. And that's because I have significant emotional events in my past associated with going to the heart doctor. I had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. So going to the heart doctor might bring up some of that drama and trauma. Although I slept through most of it, so I don't really have a whole lot of residual drama and trauma. So what are you working on? I am working on the Women's Summit in Mass today. I really, really want to knock out some more things about that. I'm going to do a funnel audible on my funnel that I'm doing as part of the One Funnel Away Challenge. I have to make 2 videos for that before I can run more traffic and before I can actually do a funnel auditable. I call it auditables, or I call them funnel audits. I don't get the audible thing. I'm trying to think what else I got going on. I love to have this be my catch-up day. 1 day a week. I like to keep my schedule pretty clean and not have interviews and not have a bunch of things going on so that other stuff can come up. I do a lot of coaching on Friday is my day to try to catch up on everything and have it just be a this is what I'm working on for my projects day. Doesn't always work out that way, but I make a concerted effort every week to at least have 1 day a week. Sometimes it's got to be Saturday if I've got something going on Friday, or if I've got, a mastermind or something going on, then of course I'm flexible with that. But I like to have 1 day a week where it's like, all right, my projects need to move ahead too. My courses need to get created and ferreted out. I need to build my own funnels. I need to create a video that walks one of my coaching students exactly step-by-step through how to do something. And the reason I do those step-by-step video walkthroughs for my coaching students is because if one person needs to know it, chances are a lot more people need to know how to do it. So if I create the video as I'm talking through and demonstrating how to do it, then I can use it for more than just that one person. Hello, leverage, getting leverage on myself and making sure that I am creating things of value to people. That's what it's all about. So go out, make it a fantastic day. And of course, I will be chatting with you tomorrow. Bye. Jam Grandma out.